They say betrayal never comes from your enemies. It always comes from the ones who sit close enough to hold your hand. When Sarah opened her home to her best friend Linda, she believed she was doing a good thing. After all, they had known each other since high school, sisters by heart, not blood. Sarah and her husband Daniel had built a quiet, happy life together. He was a hard-working architect. She ran a small bridal studio from home. They weren't rich, but their laughter filled every corner of their house. That peace ended the moment Linda arrived with her suitcase and tears. She said her boyfriend kicked her out, that she had nowhere else to go. Sarah didn't even hesitate. "Stay here until you find your feet," she said with a smile. She didn't know she had just opened her door to her own destruction. Because Linda didn't come to heal, she came to take. Her friend's comfort, her friend's husband, her friend's entire life. And for a while, it worked. Until karma walked in. Slow, silent. And unstoppable. At first, Linda was perfect, the kind of guest anyone would love. She cooked, helped clean, cracked jokes, even encouraged Sarah's business. Daniel liked her energy too. "It's good to see Sarah smiling again," he once said. But Linda's smile hid something sharper. She began with small comments, clever, harmless ones. "Wow, Daniel still brings you breakfast in bed? You're lucky. Men don't do that anymore." Sarah laughed. She didn't notice the way Linda's eyes followed him when he left the room. Soon, Linda's help turned into presence. Everywhere. When Daniel watched TV, she sat nearby. When he came home tired, she was the first to greet him. Sarah thought nothing of it. After all, it was Linda. But love doesn't always enter with fireworks. Sometimes it sneaks in quietly, disguised as friendship. Then one day, Sarah returned from work early. She found Linda in the kitchen, wearing one of her dresses. "Oh, I just borrowed it to take a photo." Linda laughed, brushing it off. Sarah smiled weakly, but something inside her twisted. The walls of trust were still standing, but the cracks had begun. Weeks later, Sarah noticed Daniel had become distant. He avoided eye contact, came home late, and locked his phone. When she asked what was wrong, he said, "Work stress." But the scent of Linda's perfume had begun to cling to his shirts. The day it all broke was a Wednesday evening. Sarah's neighbor, Mrs. Tola, called and said, "My dear, I just saw your husband and Linda together at a cafe. They looked close." Sarah's heart dropped. She drove there trembling. Through the window, she saw them laughing. Linda's hand touched Daniel's arm. It wasn't proof of sin, but it was proof of betrayal. That night, she didn't scream or cry. She sat in silence while Linda walked in, pretending nothing happened. "I made jollof," Linda said, smiling. Sarah only replied, "I hope you enjoy what you're cooking." Because deep inside, she already knew. Karma cooks longer, but it never misses. 3 weeks later, everything came crashing down. Linda's secret leaked, not from Sarah, but from Daniel's phone. He had recorded a conversation accidentally. In it, Linda bragged to a friend, "I told you I'd get him. Sarah always gets what I want. Her husband won't be next." The recording spread like wildfire in their church group. Linda's mask shattered overnight. Daniel begged for forgiveness. Sarah didn't even yell. She just said, "You both chose your path. Now walk it." Linda was kicked out of the house. Daniel moved to his brother's for a while. But karma wasn't done. Months later, Linda's new relationship ended in disaster, the same way she ended Sarah's. The man she ran to cheated on her with another woman, and this time, nobody believed her tears. Sarah rebuilt herself, started a new makeup brand, bought her own apartment, and smiled again. She never needed revenge. The universe handled that perfectly. Sometimes, Betrayal doesn't need punishment. It carries its own curse. Sarah learned that peace isn't found in revenge. It's found in walking away. Because people who destroy others for pleasure always meet a mirror that shows them their own face. So if you've ever been betrayed, don't rush to fight. Just step back. Time exposes everything. Now tell me, what would you have done if you were Sarah? Would you forgive Linda or let karma finish the job? Comment below, and remember,